There was a deadly school shooting in Wisconsin.
A second grade student called 911 at 10:57 a.m. to report a shooting at school.
That's where we're starting the 7 from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn, in for Hannah Jewell. It's Tuesday, December 17th. Let's get you caught up with today's 7 stories. A 15-year-old girl was named as the shooter at a Christian school in Wisconsin. Yesterday morning, a shooting took place at Abundant Life Christian School in Madison. The attacker killed a fellow student and a teacher and wounded 6 other people. The victims have not been publicly identified. Police said the shooter used a handgun and died of a self-inflicted wound. At a late-night news conference, Police Chief Sean Barnes identified the shooter as Natalie Rupnow, who he said went by the name Samantha. Barnes and other city officials were visibly distraught as they spoke of the shooting.
At this time, we believe there was only one shooter involved. We are still working to determine a motive. Detectives have talked to her family members this evening, as well as conduct a search of the shooter's home here in Madison.
A Russian general was killed in an explosion in Moscow. That's number 2. This morning, Russian officials said an explosive device planted on a parked scooter near a residential building killed Lieutenant General Igor Kirillov. He's the head of Russia's nuclear defense forces. It's not clear who planted the device, but yesterday, Kirillov was charged in Ukraine for the use of banned chemical weapons during Russia's military operation in the country. Russia said it had launched an investigation into this morning's blast. This is a developing story, so check our homepage for updates. Number 3. A New York judge denied Donald Trump's attempt to throw out his 34-count hush money conviction. In May, Trump was convicted of falsifying business records in connection to a hush money payment to an adult film actress. But in July, the Supreme Court expanded presidential immunity from prosecution. Trump's lawyers argue that the Supreme Court's decision should invalidate Trump's conviction. But yesterday, a judge disagreed. He said Trump's conduct at issue in the case was personal and not related to his official duties. So as far as this judge is concerned, the conviction stands. Trump can ask a higher court to review the judge's decision, and his lawyers have launched other efforts to get the guilty verdict thrown out. Yesterday's ruling, however, closes off one key path for Trump to undo his felony conviction before being sworn in at his inauguration in D.C. next month. Senator Elizabeth Warren asked Trump to set conflict of interest rules for Elon Musk. That's number 4. Musk is the world's richest man, and in recent months, he's taken a top role in Trump's orbit. He spent more than $250 million to help elect Trump president and has embraced the label First Buddy to describe his role. And the president-elect has tasked Musk with leading a Department of Government efficiency project. So Warren, a Democratic senator from Massachusetts, wants Trump to make clear and transparent rules for Musk's unusual role. Regular members of the Trump transition team operate under an ethics policy. But it is not clear what ethics rules, if any, Musk has agreed to follow in his role as a Trump advisor. The Post published an analysis this morning showing that the CEO of X has a political megaphone that is unmatched in modern society. It's a fascinating look at the billionaire's online reach. You can find it in our newsletter. As usual, just follow the link in our show notes. Number 5. Doctors say treatment is increasingly being delayed by health insurers. After a United Healthcare executive was fatally shot in New York this month, an eruption of bitter online commentary celebrated the killer's presumed motive, the denial and delay of health insurance coverage. Many spoke from personal experience. Every year, health insurance companies deny tens of millions of patient claims for medical expense reimbursements, and the tide of those denials has been rising. According to surveys of doctors and other healthcare providers, insurers also have been increasingly demanding that doctors obtain approval before providing treatment. Insurance companies often act without explanation, sending denial letters that offer only sparse justifications. And some state data shows major increases in denials of claims over the past 4 years. CNN said it was misled by a man who was freed from a Syrian prison. That's number 6. During a reported segment filmed last week, CNN viewers watched as chief foreign correspondent Clarissa Ward discovered a man who had been locked away in a prison cell, seemingly forgotten. The man, hidden under a blanket, was given water, told he was free to go, and walked out of the prison gripping Ward's arm. The man identified himself as a civilian, but some people questioned the authenticity of the encounter. And it turns out, according to CNN, the man was actually an intelligence officer with the recently deposed Syrian regime. A disclaimer was placed at the end of the video on CNN's website. And at number 7, Dirty Dancing was added to the National Film Registry. Each year, the Library of Congress announces a list of films selected for preservation. The movies have to be at least 10 years old and hold some kind of significance culturally, historically, or aesthetically.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
This year's class is led by Dirty Dancing, the 1987 classic starring Patrick Swayze and Jennifer Grey. The Social Network also made the cut, as did Star Trek II, Beverly Hills Cop, and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You can find the full list in our newsletter. It's a useful guide if you're looking for some classic movies to watch over the holidays. Although, I guess the Texas Chainsaw Massacre maybe isn't all that festive. All right, you're all caught up. And before you go, you should know that today's the launch of the new season of Try This. It's hosted by me. And this season is a 3-part audio course focused on joy. You'll learn about how to create joy for yourself and how you can share it with others. If you're a subscriber to The Washington Post, you can access all 3 episodes of the new season ad-free in Apple Podcasts. So be sure to find the Washington Post channel in Apple Podcasts and connect your Post subscription. If you're not a Post subscriber, you'll only have access to the first episode today, and we'll have to wait for the last 2 to drop later this week and next. So if you don't want to wait, it's a great time to sign up for a Post subscription. You can sign up at our channel in Apple Podcasts or through the link in our show notes. I'm Christina Quinn. We'll meet you back here tomorrow.